into my heart. You send my soul sky high when your loving starts. A jitterbug into my brain. It goes a bang, bang, bang till my feet do the same. Something's bugging you, something ain't right. My best friend told me what you did last night. Left me sleeping in my bed. I was dreaming, but it should have been with you instead.
Welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen. This is Crisis 169 coming to you live with the power of Spectrum Internet.
And this is Joe from Seattle coming at you through the power of the internet with a good old-fashioned runny nose.
My gaming rig. I'm here, you're there.
You don't know that.
Now let's get on with it now. I know we all been having a discussion lately. It's been talked about for many years, but long as I go back, about what is better, PC or console, blah, 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 blah. Back and forth. I'm here to tell you, point blank, right now, I'm going to settle a dispute between both of them right now.
And I'm sure you did a fantastic job, which is why I'm here responding to the video.
I grew up, on the Apple II, Apple III. I played the console, did all this stuff.
And I grew up with an eMac that I played Zoo Tycoon and Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 on, and Lego Star Wars, and The Incredibles, and Guitar Hero 3. I had a weird game library growing up.
I'm here to tell you what I think is best for me and me myself, and give you an idea what you should look for and as your future hardware is slowly coming out.
In his defense here, he is talking about what's best for him, until he's not. His wording's a little inconsistent, but we'll get into that.
PC, PS5, Xbox One Series, Xbox Series X, Series S. Okay. Now, the debate is on the PC, on the Xbox, on the console side, is, well, PCs cost a lot of money. You guys spend a lot of money to get a PC.
Well, that was a sentence.
And yes, you do. Pre-builts go from anywhere between cheaply $900 to up to about $5,000.
All right, first, complete inaccuracy here. You can absolutely find a pre-built PC for less than $900. Also, you failed the self-awareness check here because $900 is roughly how much you'll pay for a PS5 or Series X right now. But just a quick Google search will give you plenty of pre-built PCs under $900, and that's just talking about pre-built, which are always priced up from just getting the parts and building it yourself. You can do magical things with a PC budget of $900, but you're acting like that's going to be a low-end machine.
Let me explain, though.
Yes, that's going to be necessary.
See, with PC, a lot of the crap with pre-built PCs, what you're getting is a lot of filler. Yes, you're getting hopefully 16 gigabytes of RAM. That's minimum now. Let's go ahead and say it right now. Minimum, you need 16 gigabytes of RAM.
I mean, not really. 16 is good, and obviously more is better, but 8 is perfectly usable still. You shouldn't go below 8, but there's nothing wrong with that if that's how much you have and you're on a budget.
At least 16 gigabytes of RAM.
No, now you're just wrong.
Once again, at least. On top of that, you do have to have at least, a good graphics card or a good processor, say it, to do. And also, you have to make sure that the PC is not like a Dell, where it is pretty much a toss in the garbage can if you're done with it.
Wait, back up. Did you just use graphics card and processor interchangeably? Because it really sounded like you did, and those are two completely different things. Also, yes, Dell sucks, but I don't think anybody's going to go to Dell pre-builts for their gaming PCs.
And what I mean by that is, Gaming Nexus and even Jay's 2 cents talked about how a lot of, especially Gaming Nexus, talked about how the Dell PCs, the pre-builts, are nothing more than just throwaway PCs.
Yes, Dell is cheap and low quality. Don't buy from them. Problem solved. There's a million other options.
You spend $1,500, $1,300 on a PC that has parts that you cannot get anywhere else.
What?
Means they're only standard for that specific PC. They always seem to be out of stock and then never produced again.
So, don't buy that one.
If it make any sense.
It doesn't.
They're not open-ended stock. They're a one-time. They're only for this one. You can't find them anywhere else. They're hard to find.
So, like consoles?
Like going back to the Xbox One. Okay, Xbox One had a weird power source. Xbox 360 had a weird power source.
Did they? It looked pretty normal to me, and I distinctly remember seeing replacement power sources for all these consoles available at GameStop back in the day. Like in the bags, in the like the pre-owned accessory section or whatever, they would always have replacement power sources. It wasn't exactly hard to get them. I really don't know what the point you're trying to make here is.
The Xbox One X here behind me had a power source plugged in. You plug it in.
Yeah, that's usually what you do with the power source. You plug it in.
So you didn't have to have a only for this console. It's not product. What you call it? It's not product. It's not. It's a provision, or what you call it. It's only made for that system, where you only had that one power source. It's like a 3-prong with the brick on the bottom. It's like a 3-prong brick, and it goes into the cord.
I think the point you're making here is that Dell PCs are annoying because they have parts that are specifically made for Dell PCs, and you can't open them up and change parts around the way you can with other gaming PCs, to which I will respond, 1, don't buy a Dell pre-built if you want a gaming PC, and 2, don't buy a pre-built at all if you're worried about this, and also 3, I'm pretty sure every console to ever exist has parts specifically built for it. But you're using this as an argument against the PC, when in reality, the PC is the only platform that doesn't have this problem, if you could even call it a problem.
Into the wall, and you plugged it in to the back. That is a proprietary power supply, only made for that system. A lot of Dell PCs, a lot of pre-built PCs are proprietary only to that specific kind of PC. So if it breaks down, bursts into flames, catch fire, gets stolen in the middle of the night, whatever happens to it, but gets destroyed in the middle of the night, and they ain't got parts for it, you just bought a $1,500 piece of junk.
This is a really specific situation. Like, this really isn't an argument. If your PC breaks, yeah, you lost the money you spent on it. This literally applies to anything you could ever buy. If you buy a thing and it breaks, you can't use it anymore. Thank you for clarifying that.
So you gotta be careful there, and that's where a lot of that hate comes from.
The hate for PC gaming comes from Dell PCs breaking. Got it.
Is that right there? And and rightfully so, because you're spending all this money on stuff they shouldn't have to spend money on if you don't have to. But you want a good graphics card, you want a good motherboard, you want a good CPU and RAM. So buying a pre-built right now in this era is where to go.
No. Pre-builts are not the way to go here, not even a little bit. If you want good parts, you want to get them individually and put them together yourself. Pre-built machines are going to charge you out the butthole for assembly and often won't even let you customize every aspect of your build. There's nothing wrong with pre-builts, but if you're trying to make the argument that they're the most cost-effective way of doing things and that they'll get you the best hardware, you're just wrong. Get pieces individually, put it together yourself, or get someone to put it together for you. If you're not confident doing it yourself, even though it's really not that hard, you will save so much money and have so much control over how your build turns out.
If you know what you're getting into.
Which you clearly don't.
Sam's Club has a iBuyPower 3060 non-TI for $1,500.
And I guarantee you I could build an identical spec PC for less money than that.
And change. Not bad for a pre-built.
Yes, $1,500 is excessive for a pre-built. I got my first pre-built for like $550. And I don't mean to shit on pre-builts here. My first PC was a pre-built. Most people's are. But if you're buying a high-level PC, you should just do it yourself. Lower-end PCs and maybe mid-tier PCs, pre-builts are acceptable because you won't be charged that much extra for them. But the higher up you go in the tier list for PC parts, the more they're going to try and get out of you for assembly and appearance and whatnot. Just build it yourself and save the money. You'll also learn a lot about PC assembly that way, which is good knowledge to have.
I looked at it. The power supply looks like the fan looks proprietary. It's a standard fan they use in all the pre-builts practically.
Oh, okay. So proprietary parts in this pre-built are okay, but in the other one they're not. Got it.
Has that little screws here, and that big old fan. That was like a hockey puck. Where Gaming Nexus had made the joke on. It's like almost like a hockey puck, and the bottom of it has a fan, like a hockey puck, and the bottom has this 4 screws there.
Weird choice to focus on a singular fan in a pre-built PC. I feel like there's more important parts than that.
Holding it in, hold the heat sink is good. I would probably say, yeah, buy one of those if you have like $2,000, say $2,000 up, and you want one you can't.
$2,000. A minute ago, you said it was 1,500.
Have somebody build it for you, but you have a friend who can't build me, he's busy, whatever, he can look at it.
But if it's a pre-built, why do you need someone to build it for you?
And you don't mind avoiding the warranty probably, because they open it up and it will avoid the warranty, obviously.
Another reason why pre-built PCs are not optimal. PCs are meant to be opened up and messed around with, parts swapped out, upgraded, so why would you buy a machine that punishes you for doing that?
But if if you get a PC fanatic in your family who can't build it right now because A, parts, or B, says, hey, go buy a pre-built, whatever, and you can bring it home, he looks at it and opens it up, say, hey, it's good or hey, it's bad.
If it's a pre-built, you shouldn't have to open it up to see if, oh my god.
At least you know where you're at. The biggest problem I see with pre-builds is that the compound for the CPU is not always 100%.
The compound for the, what? You're skipping over very basic conversation points and jumping right into stuff that nobody thinks about when they're building a PC.
And the fan can be a joke. The processor can be, the processor can be good, but the fan is not, cooling fan not doing its job.
All the more reason to not buy a pre-built, right? You're yet to talk about buying parts individually and putting the PC together yourself, which is a very common thing to do. It's really making me question how much you know about this.
The RAM can be weird. They had RAM was sticking out, RAM not in there properly. One stick of 16 gigabyte RAM ain't gonna do it.
Why wouldn't one stick of 16 do the job? You said before that 16 gigs of RAM was fine, but now you're saying it's not because it's one stick instead of two. But why does that matter? Do you know?
Because in one single shot you want at least two. I would rather have two 8 gigabytes of RAM on two different channels than one on one channel.
Okay, but why? Do you know why? And even still, there's nothing wrong with doing 16 in one channel. I used to do that. It's not quite as efficient, but there's nothing wrong with it.
Because you'll bottleneck yourself.
Which means what? I feel like you just Googled a bunch of words and now you're trying to string them together. Like, you don't actually know what these words mean.
Now, if you get 16, that's 32, you're good. You're playing RAM. Means you do on channel 1, then you go to the other channel, and channel 2, separate channels.
So 16 gigs in one channel, that's bad, but 16 gigs in two channels, that's perfectly fine. Gee whiz, I'm sure fucking glad you're explaining these things. I understand.
You're fine. But a lot of companies hopefully do that. I seen one up at
yeah, you're fucking awful at this.
I think it was Sam's Club that had that. 2 channels, 8 gigs, 16 gigabytes. But some of them only have 8 gigs. You gotta be careful of those, because games nowadays are minimum requiring, even minimum requiring 8 gigabytes now in some games.
So the minimum is 8 gigs, and you have 8 gigs, but that's still bad. Got it.
So you gotta be careful what you get into. You could be bottlenecking yourself, and you don't know why you're running that bottlenecking. It could be a RAM, not graphics card, not the CPU. It could be the RAM. So
define bottlenecking, please.
Most cases, if you can find the RAM that it has, you buy one, say only have one stick, 8 gigabyte, and you can upgrade it, add the, buy the same RAM itself. In most cases, you could find it probably on Best Buy or Amazon.
But what if I had someone open it up and void the warranty and tell me that it was fine, or whatever the fuck you said before? Like how is this not a complete contradiction of what you said 2 minutes ago?
I would, hey, buy an extra stick of RAM. Or go wild and upgrade it fully if you have the money. Or you can just buy one extra stick of RAM, upgrade it, put in the second channel, and make sure it takes same hertz. It has to have same hertz.
Again, it's just completely breezing by you that you don't have to buy a pre-built. You're telling people to buy an expensive pre-built and then buy more parts to swap out of the pre-built. Why not just buy the parts and put it together yourself and solve all these problems?
The same DDR4, hopefully, or 3, hopefully 4. DDR5 is still brand new, ain't gonna be out for a while, and in pre-builts right now. But DDR3, DDR4, most DDR4. If you have all that and you know what it is, you pop it out, look at it, take a picture of it, bring it to the store, go online, look at it. Then you make the deal, buy it, bring it home. install in channel 2, not channel 1, but channel 2.
Well, yeah, if I have RAM in channel 1, I'm not going to shove another stick of RAM into channel 1.
And turn it on and hope a little bit of ozone, a little bit of electricity. It recognizes the second stick, and you're off and running.
This is fucking painful.
And you're off and running, and you have 2 sticks. And it only costs you maybe an extra $50 to $100 maybe.
At this point, why are you not just like This is hard.
But it's better than. But if you're buying a pre-built online, you can add RAM sticks, RAM if you want to. Of course, the price is going to go up, of course.
Not necessarily.
But also, you have the malware and the adware on those pre-builts are just astronomical.
Not necessarily.
So I see where people, and then that's my biggest con about pre-built. I know I didn't put it in the comments, but PC and pre-built to me are kind of the same thing. Because you're buying a pre-built PC, same thing buying it now. I probably should put pre-PC versus console, but I didn't.
I'm beyond lost at this point. I'll give you another minute or so to bring it back, but I'm really struggling here.
My prerogative, I don't care.
Well, that's a nice attitude. Oh, someone commented something on my video about something I may have been wrong about, but it's my channel, so I don't care. YouTube in 2021.
It's my channel. No, welcome to Crisis 169, by the way.
Oh, welcome to Joe from Seattle.
That point being made is though, if you really want a good PC, a warranty, a pre-built is ready to go.
No, it's not.
Because the warranty is guaranteed for 1 year, and you can always buy extended warranty online if you or your parents don't mind spending extra money.
Well, given that I'm an adult, I'm not going to ask my parents to buy me an extended warranty. Although that may have just highlighted a gulf between you and me in this debate.
That way, the warranty would be good, but then again, be careful, Dell. They're kind of shady like that.
Yeah, I'm done with this. I can't do this anymore. There's another 20 minutes of his video left. Like 20 minutes. And this is fucking painful. I might do a part 2 of this video later if I can find the willpower, but I'm not going to think about this anymore today. Toodles.